Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has emphasized the need for a change in value system to overcome the country's economic and security challenges. Tinubu made the statement while receiving a delegation from the National Assembly led by the President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, who visited him on Monday evening in celebration of the Eid al-Kabir festival. Also on the visiting entourage were the Deputy Senate President, Senator Jibrin Barau, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, among others. According to a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, the President condemned acts of sabotage, such as vandalizing rail tracks and stealing electric cables, and urged citizens to adopt a more productive and patriotic mindset. And to unpack this, I'm joined by a public affairs analyst, Theophilos Akatuba. Good afternoon. Glad to have you join me.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to join you this afternoon on the news.
All right. What do you make of the president's call for a change in value system, to overcome the country's economic and also security challenges?
What my take is that the president is championing a very important crusade. There is no doubt that without behavioral change, Nigeria cannot attain its desired goal of nation building and economic emancipation. Economy is about the behavior of people. Economy is about the mindset of a people. There's nothing that is called economy that is not about the way we behave. Our attitude, our likes and dislikes form the bedrock of our economy. If our mindset is to appreciate foreign lands and countries that are not ours, or to elevate other countries above us, it means that any product that is made from countries that we regard as better than ours will be seen as superior products. And so the way our consumption pattern, our attitude to preserving our assets, any asset that has been built for the country, and somebody goes to vandalize, it will no longer be available for the use of the people. What is development? Development is the assets and the properties of a nation that have been made available for the enjoyment of the people. So when we travel abroad, the things we see, I've been to Dubai more than once, more than 4 times. I have not seen anywhere where I saw a development that has been vandalized. And so a change of attitude is so necessary, and that the National Orientation Agency cannot do the job alone. So the president is sounding it from the highest throne of the land. That we need the change of attitude, without which Nigeria will not attain its economic goals. It's impossible.
Now, let's talk about the citizens, of Nigeria, particularly now the young people. How can they be encouraged to embrace the changes in value system that the president is talking about, advocating, when it seems that the leaders are not even practicing these same values?
Thank you very much. I used to tell people that today's leader used to be the youths of yesterday. So if you say the leaders are not behaving the way they should, and therefore the current youths do not have an example, I'll tell you that the youth of today will need to see a good example from the leaders, truly. But the leaders already they show some good examples, but they are not amplified. The media need to do a lot of work. There's too much light on leadership in Nigeria and less light on citizenship. The citizens' responsibility is not amplified enough. That's why if you accost a Nigerian who's driving against the traffic, others will go against you who is trying to correct the wrong of the other. The children that we have, we need to show them by the way we act. If you are a father and you break traffic rules, and your son and your children tell you, Daddy, you are doing the wrong thing, and you shut them down, that's not the best way to show example. If you are someone who is in the business of smuggling, a product is contraband, but that's what you trade in. If that child reads that frozen chicken is banned, but you are in the business of frozen chicken, the child will ask you, Daddy, how are you selling this? What is banned? How do you bring your child to patriotic understanding when even your very business, your very act is unpatriotic.
If I may just follow up on
leaders
what
have
you
a
mentioned.
responsibility.
If I may come in there, just to
Yes.
follow up on what you hinted on, you talked about, leaders being examples, to those following. Now, aside leading by example, I mean, how can we amplify the responsibilities of citizens of Nigeria?
Very, very good. Thank you very much. I think that our media, we need to do a lot of developmental journalism. There is too few messages on the media that tend to speak about behavioral attitude. For example, we saw the news that came from the east. The second Niger bridge is already being vandalized. People are already stealing the iron rods. Now, we saw only a lamentation, but we have not seen images to let people know the implication of doing this. People are vandalizing real lives that have been built at high cost, even at a debt that we future generations will pay. So I think what we need to do is to spend ample time in campaigning for behavior and ensuring it, meaning that on our streets, we should encourage confronting one another when someone is doing a wrong thing. And those who are around should not support the wrongdoer. They should fight behind the one that is making the correction. This is how you can cascade it down and be enforcing it and ensure. And our schools, a lot of private schools are preaching the message of foreign lands are better. If you go to PTA, you see that the curriculum of most of our private schools prepare our children to go abroad. Cambridge mathematics, Cambridge this. We need to begin to localize. The more we localize, the more we save the naira.
Now, having said that, how can this change, for instance, impact economic growth and also development in Nigeria? And what role can education play in this?
Beautiful. Education is the key. The current education that we have is fashioned to make our people, to build our people to be a labor force to Western ideas and also to be consumers of Western products that appear to be superior. We need to rejig our educational system, first of all, to be very patriotic focused. If you dress your child, the stockings that the children are wearing, most of it are imported. The costume, the uniform of our children is Western in nature. Our uniforms are not local. If we can even localize the uniforms, that would be a very big economic activity in this country. If you do not vandalize public property, you save money. If you eat local food, if you want to do a party and you ensure that everything that is used in the party is locally made, that is an economic advantage to Nigeria. If you buy foreign champagnes and foreign wines, and that's what you use to show up your status, if you send your children to schools that are foreign and you're asking to pay dollars and you're paying dollars, you're not helping the economy. So our general attitudinal change will be the first economic breakthrough for Nigeria. Until we achieve that, Nigeria will be a slave to Western orientation, Western ideas, and our people will continue to japa to those lands that appear to be better. Japa means run to the better. They are running to the better land. Whereas we can make our place as good if we can eat and do more locally.
And that's a fine place to wrap up. Indeed, education and the leadership by example is very crucial in nation building. Thank you so much for your insight on the news. Theophilus Akatuba, Public Affairs Analyst, thank you once again.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me come on the program.